Oh no. Okay, hopefully this works. Guys, can you hear me right now? Type 1 in chat if you can hear this. Let's see how long the delay is. Oh, thank God. Okay. Okay, cool. So I stupidly set up the stream and everything, and I was ready to go, and I pressed the start stream button, and then I did all that, and then, of course, it got to the step where I have to go to the YouTube backend, and I have to press start stream or go live or whatever it is in the corner. Completely forgot about it for 50 seconds. I was like, wait a second, I have to do another step to this because it's YouTube and it's a little bit silly. Okay, enjoy the orchestra. Oh wait, I missed my cue. 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 Hang on. Haha. There we go. I missed my cue. There we go. I was like, I'll wait for the orchestra to end and then I'll come out of the chatting screen. I was literally typing the tweet to remind myself, wait a second, I have to tweet that I'm live, because that's a thing that you do as a member of FaZe Connect. Live on YouTube. Yippee! I guess I can add the link to the stream. That could be a good idea. Bonk. That could be a good idea. Pawn clear. Do I deserve the rank of pawn? Do I deserve the rank of pawn? I will also ping the Discord, yes. I think we can get away with this. I lost my thumbnail. So I have just the screenshot. That's what I've uploaded to Twitter. I don't know if I deserve the title of pawn. We grant you the rank of pawn, but we do not consider you a master. I don't know. I feel like I'm not super... Because pawn is ditzy, correct? Pawn is quite ditzy, airheaded. I don't think I feel like I'm not that bad, unless we're talking about maths and science, in which case I'm just, I think, a little bit stupid. I think I'm just a little bit stupid. Let me go grab the ping on the Discord, because of course I haven't set that up yet. If I can do this, at pingers 5 now. Yippee. There we go. Okay, hopefully that works. I don't know. Discord seems a little bit confusing at the moment. The pings just don't seem to want to pong, and I'm just stuck without people apparently knowing streams are happening. So I hope everyone got the alert. I guess if you're in the Phase Discord, I think you are guaranteed to get the notification because it's all hooked up with their backend. But yes, it did work. Okay, cool. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. It is hi, Clio IT, your head archivist and historian of Phase Connect. I'm sure I will nail the idle introduction one day. Today is not that day, but we'll work on it. We'll workshop it because, you know, it's a collaborative effort where I say it and then you tell me if it's good. And please let me know, guys, if the mic starts to sound a little hollow, because I got the mic right in my gob. I have the mic right in my mouth, so I apologize if you hear any horrible mouth sounds, but I'm trying my best to have the mic sound better than it was in some of the clips I watched today. So yes, good morning. Hello, EU bros, if you are here. Hello, Australian / New Zealand / Southeast Asian bros, if you're here, good evening. And hello if you're in America, I guess? Or maybe Africa? Hello, Africans. If you're in America, good morning, because it's like, I think it's like 8 a.m. on the East Coast, 5 a.m. on the West Coast. So yeah, good morning, guys. Or afternoon, or evening, wherever in this beautiful planet that we call Earth. And I hope you've all had a wonderful Wednesday. Yes, it is Wednesday. I'm hoping you're all having a wonderful Wednesday so far. I have typically had my Wednesday be a break day, and so that's why I'm experimenting with Wednesday being a YouTube day. And so that's what we've done today. So we had the stream in the morning, and then I had a series of 3 meetings, and then I had an event that I can actually talk about publicly, which I was under NDA for. And then I also had some stuff that I'm under NDA for that I was doing a little bit of work on, which you'll hopefully find out soon in the future. But if I may, still streaming. I've had like a 10-hour break. I had like a 10-hour break between streams, so don't worry, you've not missed anything. But yes, I can finally talk about it because I asked at the event, can I talk about this? And I got approval. So I don't really need a drum roll, but today Ubisoft invited me to an event to try out Anno 117. So I was at a remote event connected to the Ubisoft offices, and I was invited to have a little bit of a go at Anno 117. So if you guys like Anno 117 or the Anno series in general, I can't tell you anything. I'm still under NDA.
And I'm working out.
Oh, thank you.
Can I get some encouragement?
Oh, you're still at the gym? You're being sneaky by donating via Stream Elements on Twitch for a YouTube stream. Very sneaky. You're working out? keep going, do those reps. Thank you very much for the tip. I can actually talk about that as well, but I'll finish my my little tidbit about Anno. So yes, the Ubisoft was very nice. They reached out to me like almost before debut. I think it was a couple weeks ago, and I was terrified that it was going to fall on the same time as like debut prep, because I had said yes, and I think at that point we didn't actually have a date for our debut. And I think we'll talk about that more tomorrow, because tomorrow we're going to be having a tea time with Faye's Quest. And so hopefully you guys will be able to tune in for that. It will be in the morning. No, it's lunchtime. It's lunchtime for me. It's 12 o'clock. So yes, I had a chance to play Anno 117. Yes, it is a Ubisoft game. And the very nice people at Ubisoft, I think it's the Australian branch. I think it's the Australian branch of Ubisoft. They contacted me and they said, hey, Clio, you'd like strategy games. You've played Anno recently. So that was somewhat fortuitous that I streamed Anno 1800, I think maybe a week or two before they reached out to me. So that was very nice. I can't tell you any of the details about the game. But I will be able to talk about it. I think the NDA lifts on the 20th, and I was allowed to take home the footage that they recorded the footage, so I do have gameplay. I'll probably have to edit it. There's probably going to be some restrictions on that, but I'll take a peek at that, and I'll have it hopefully something presentable for you guys on the 20th of May. But yes, I was allowed to. I double checked with the staff, and I was able to announce that. So there you go. That was what I was doing today. I also had a meeting with the boss man, the big fish. I had a meeting with H2O Sakuna today, and we talked about memberships. So I am going to be opening YouTube memberships and monetization. Hopefully next week. My YouTube is kind of weird. Sakuna had a peek at the back end of my YouTube stuff, and apparently mine is kind of messed up in that I don't know what's going on, but for some reason I don't have like all the stuff that everyone else does. Like, I filled out all the monetization stuff, but then I don't have the ability to open memberships currently, so it might be delayed if the YouTube staff aren't able to resolve it, but tentative date, it will be Tuesday my time. So that'll be 10 a.m. Tuesday my time, which would be basically the same time that debut was, and the stream was this morning, but on Monday evening for the Americans, and I apologize to any EU friends. That will probably be at like midnight UTC time, but to make it up for you, because that will be a YouTube only stream, the stream in the evening will also be YouTube only, and we can have like a mini, I guess like a second run of it. So if you are EU based, don't worry, I'll do another stream in the evening so you can take part in the festivities. So yes, that'll be on hopefully Tuesday my time, hopefully. And so I will be doing a certain sort of system because I am originally a Twitch streamer and now I'm also on YouTube. I will be doing 2 tiers on YouTube. So there'll be a cheap tier available for if you just want to have the emotes. If you don't care about membership content, there will be a $1 tier where you can just have the emotes. So for example, if you subscribe to me on Twitch already and all you care about is just having access to the emotes, I will try and make a tier as cheap as possible, which I think the minimum price is $1. And so you'll have access to the emotes on YouTube as well as Twitch. And then there will be a $5 tier on YouTube, which will have access to the membership content. And then I will be doing some membership content. And then if you are an existing Twitch subscriber, there will be a system in place that will allow you to watch the membership content, so you don't have to double dip. That's something that was very important to me, and I talked to Sakana about, and he was thankfully very receptive and very accepting of my position on this. Is that I didn't want you guys to feel like if you support me on Twitch that you're being a second-class citizen, because you're going to miss out on the YouTube memberships. So the system that is going to be in place, it will essentially be that the people who are only Twitch subscribers will still have access to the membership streams on YouTube. So it will take a little bit of finagling to get it all set up, but hopefully no one will have to miss out. No one will feel they're pressured to double dip, and no one will feel, hopefully, I don't know, upset that they miss out. It's not perfect, obviously, but it's a good compromise, I think, for the people who already support me. Because the last thing I want to do is make the people that have been supporting me from day one feel left out, because that would be a bit of a slap in the face to everyone who has supported me prior to joining FaZe. So I want to make sure that I'm doing right by the people who have supported me all this time, and then I want to also make sure that I can still do the membership stuff that hopefully you guys deserve if you are choosing to support me, because that's a big motivator for me when I approach content. This is a little bit, I guess, behind baseball. The reason I like streaming so much is that you guys support me financially, and I feel like if I don't stream, you're not getting your money's worth. So I stream. 1, because I love it. 2, because it's my job. And 3, because you guys are supporting me financially, and you deserve to have streams that, you deserve to have the streams that you are paying me for, essentially, right? So there you go. I stream for money. I mean, the money helps, obviously. The money does help. It allows me to make a living out of this. And it allows me to keep going, and it allows me to, hopefully be entertaining and have fun and make cool content and do events and fundraise future projects. Now that I'm in a company, obviously I now have the support of a company, but there will potentially be times in which I have events that I might do myself outside of FaZe. In which case, obviously the income from streaming will help cover that cost. So, yeah. Hopefully that explains my sort of rationale. But yeah, I hope everyone's all on the page with that, because, yeah, I don't want to make anyone upset or mad about, missing out on content because it's paywalled on X instead of Y, or if it's paywalled on Y instead of X. Yeah. Become Omega Idol. Are the lyrics of Pippa the Ripper, is it a Mega Idol or is it Omega Idol? Because I always thought it was Omega. Paywall content on X. Oh, no, not on Twitter. Sorry, I don't mean Twitter. I was just using it as an example. It's a Mega? Okay. I always thought it was Omega. No, not a megaverse. You've got your mind in the gutter. Bad. Okay, so it is a mega. Okay, I always said Omega. Fair enough. Someone asked if I like James Bond films. I actually haven't seen the most recent one. I forget what it's called. What was the most recent James Bond? The last Daniel Craig one. I haven't seen it. But I think I've seen a fair amount of them, and I enjoyed them. I'm the Omega and Rie is the Alpha. You trying to say something here? Is it No Time to Die? No, I think I've seen Spectre. No Time to Die. No, I don't think I've seen it. What's my favorite film? Blazing Saddles. How am I doing today? I'm doing well, thank you. I had a kind of chill day. This is probably going to sound insane. This may sound insane. So it's supposed to be my break day, so I decided to have 2 streams instead of 1. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? It sounds a little bit loopy. But yeah, today was my break day, so I had 2 streams instead of 1. But they're small streams. I only did 4 hours. I'm only going to be doing 4 hours. So today's youth theme stream is only going to be 2 hours long. So get in while it's hot. But yeah, I tried to schedule a bunch of meetings to today, just so I could get them out the way and get them sorted, so I didn't have to take any more days off in the week, because I had some stuff to discuss this week. Regarding business stuff, and then obviously there was the event, so I normally try and line those all up on the same day. Have I had coffee or tea? Yeah, I had a cup of tea at, I want to say 7 p.m, which is probably too late to have caffeine, because I think you're supposed to not have caffeine after 5 p.m. I think that's what doctors recommend, to not have any caffeine. I know tea doesn't really have that much caffeine, so it shouldn't really be that bad. After the age, just a minor misspeak. I do have a speech impediment. For the new Hackstorians in chat, I do actually have a speech impediment. I have this thing called spoonerism, which you may or may not have heard of. If you don't know what spoonerism is, it's when you try and say a string of words in quick succession, and your brain swaps the first syllables or the first sounds of each word around. Yes, so someone typed one of the rude ones that I'm not going to repeat. Sealing hexes? What would that be? Healing sexes. Oh, okay. There you go. Yeah, so it's I don't know if it's a form of verbal dyslexia. Aren't those common? I'm not sure, but it happens to me quite a lot. And actually a very funny story on one of my early streams back when I first started streaming on Twitch. And I wasn't really sure about the rules on Twitch, as well as swearing. You thought that was just you? No, yeah, it's called a spoonerism. I don't know where the origin comes from. I believe it's named after a specific English politician who was famous for it. And so it's basically just like a minor speech impediment that sometimes happens and you get your words mixed up a little bit. But basically, one of my earliest streams on Twitch, I was trying to say, I think it was, someone said in chat, fuck hags or something. I think it was fuck hags. And of course, my little spoonerism kicked in, and I said, huck British cigarettes. And so I panicked. I had like a massive panic attack live on stream, and I was like, no, 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 because I was just reading chats because it was a funny message. Yes, Hon Hon baguettes, Hon Hon bundle of sticks. I'm British, so it's fine. Maybe not to Twitch, so I panicked and I ended stream and then I deleted it. I deleted the VOD straight away because I didn't want to get banned. And that was, I don't know, that was, what time? I think that was like maybe 2 months into streaming on Twitch. And so I was still, you know, baby streamer, didn't want to rock the boat, didn't want Twitch to come step on me and ban me for a week because I misspoke. It turns out, I think if you do have speech impediments, you are allowed. I believe there are streamers on Twitch who do have Tourette's, for example. So I think if you do have like some form of speech impediments or condition like Tourette's, I think you are somewhat exempt from banning. But you might, I think for stuff like Tourette's, I think you might need to show proof instead of, you know, just being able to say like the most horrendous shit possible and then just falling back on, oh, I just have Tourette's, so I'm allowed to. You probably need to have like hand a doctor's note to big Twitch, to John Twitch. I wonder if YouTube would be the same as well. You'd hope so. Mike Honey. Oh, I just said it. Okay, you got me. I know that one. I don't. Okay, laugh it up. Laugh it up. Laugh it up, big guy. Well done. You got me. You got me. The classic. Don't. You're all saying clips, clips, clips. If you don't say that, then it doesn't get clipped, hopefully. Yeah, so I'll try and be a little bit more alert now that I'm you guys are being naughty in chat. I really am Panko's mum. Well, as far as I'm aware, I am allowed to say Panko Manko. Because I have the pass. I'm not, you know, it's really not that bad a word for me. I think YouTube is okay with the word, but I think it does get you demonetized. I think even saying a word that sounds like cunt gets you demonetized on YouTube. Well, if this stream is demonetized, then I guess it's demonetized. Twitch allows worse things. Yeah, there was that person who had sex live on Twitch and they got like 2 days banned or something. A little bit of a slap on the wrist for terrible, terrible things. Just casually, you know, doing that. YouTube rules are ridiculous. Yeah, I know. Like, one of the things that I was a little bit anxious about coming to YouTube, obviously, was the DMCA stuff, like the live sort of content match ID stuff. I apologize if I'm not saying the right terms. The copyright stuff. I was a little bit concerned about that because that is, you know, not something I'm used to. That, oh crap, like if you have any content that may be owned by someone else, you might have to not be able to do that, for example. Steamy off collab with Rie when? I think we live quite far apart, so you might be waiting a while for that. That said, Rie keeps going on about a senpai tax. It's slightly concerning that I'm starting to think it might be not a joke. Might not be a joke with how often she keeps going into my DMs talking about senpai attacks. There was a funny meme made involving a clip from Kath and Kim involving, to explain the situation, a woman who's from the countryside going to the big city and seeing a bunch of signs that could be seen as, homosexual in nature, like Von Dyke and Lebanese and a veg out. And it was an accurate representation of my experience in Phase Connect for the first few days. Because I think I'm still on... Is it day 3 now? Is it day 3 in my days in Phase Connect, or is it day 4? I've forgotten. I've lost track of time. I debuted Sunday. Today is Wednesday, so it's day 4. I'm quite surprised by how much gay stuff there's going on. If I'm gonna be honest, there's a lot of gay stuff. I didn't expect, like, I've seen it from a fan perspective, but it's different when it involves you. It's very, very different when it involves you. And I feel like I'm not doing anything to invite the gays connect to hit me, but it just seems to be happening regardless of anything that I do. Partly because I made some silly offhand jokes on my Discord a long time ago about how much I think ISAU is very handsome. And I do enjoy a good tomboy. So, you know, I may have made some comments about ISAU in the past. And then all of a sudden, now I'm being drawn in a menage a trois with Rie and Yu Senpai. And I'm like, what the heck? What's going on? I'm not wrong. Yes. Yu Senpai is incredible. I'm a big fan. And I want to improve my Japanese so that one day I can have a conversation with Yu Senpai and all my JP Senpai, because they're all very, very cool, and I think they're very talented and entertaining. But unfortunately, there is a language barrier, and they do use the translation tools, but sometimes it can be a bit difficult to watch streams and also take in like the translation notes. Because I think Yu Senpai has her translation notes in like the bottom left corner. So oftentimes I'm trying to watch the stream, but then I'm also like staring at the corner like this. I'm just like, oh, that's what she's saying. Are you familiar with the les maxing? I guess I am. I didn't expect it to hit me this hard so fast. The translation is still quite bad. I mean, it's better than nothing though, right? It's better than nothing. I'd rather have something rather than nothing. And then the next best alternative is learning Japanese. It's by myself. And I think we might be having some lessons sponsored by the company. So hopefully I will be able to hone my Nihongo and become Jozu, right? It gives enough context. That's good enough. Yeah. Rie can keep me Japanese. She did reach out to me about doing a Yuri reading collab, and I was like, is this part of the senpai tax? I didn't expect it, but I don't think I have like any Riz or anything like that, but I've had quite a few senpai reach out to me, so I hope I can collab with everyone. I was actually in the process of planning my next week of streams, so that I might be, because we don't have collab bands in Invaders, so I will hopefully be able to start collabing with people. I obviously, like quite a few senpai are quite busy right now on breaks or IRL responsibilities. Also, if I may, small tangent, please everyone go wish Sheena senpai best of luck with her health stuff, because yeah, that stuff seems quite scary. So hopefully everything, fingers crossed, all of Sheena's stuff goes well. Rie has tried to get me into the Project Moon games, yes. I'm so Rizless that I became the Riz? I don't think so. I don't think I have much charisma. If I am to be brutally honest about myself, I don't think I'm necessarily the most charismatic. Maybe that is somewhat of a disputed fact based on the fact that, I don't know, some people seem to enjoy watching me. So thank you everyone for watching me. But I don't know, I feel like maybe I just have a sense of humor and interests that seems to appeal to a certain subsect of the audience. So yeah. Having no charisma is a charm in itself. What time zone am I? I think I am currently UTC plus 10. I am AE, it's either ST or DT. I don't remember because we don't have daylight savings in Australia anymore on the East Coast, so I think all of the East Coast is on the same time zone now. I think so. Sorry, time zones are very difficult. Time zones are very, very difficult for me to understand, as evident by my scheduling nightmare. Again, trying to make my schedule for next week. I am fighting technology once again. Because there's the widget that is supposed to update when I change the dates in the widgets, and then my timetable still says between the May the 3rd and 9th, and I'm trying to set it for next week. Sorry, I had a little bit of a burp. AEDT is New South Wales and Victoria. Okay. Cool. So it's just AET. Okay. Sorry, I've got a little bit of a water burp. Ooh, bit of a cheeky one. Yeah, I don't know. Every time I try and use the technology, it just doesn't work. I seem to be constantly fighting technology in a way that I didn't expect, because I thought I was like, I'm aware that I'm not the best at technology, but I thought I could hold my own. And then as soon as I debuted in Phase Connect, anything that could possibly break has been breaking in a way that I didn't even expect to. And it's very, very strange. I have honestly no idea how it's happened. I am hag maxed elegance pilled. That's very kind of you to say. Thank you. No hardware issues? Well, my stream did die yesterday, which was somewhat concerning, but apparently there were memory leaks with Crusader Kings, and it's very possible that I just had a memory leak in Crusader Kings that made my PC brick up, or a blue screen, I should say. It worked as soon as I turned it back on, like nothing seemed to be wrong. And then there was a patch whilst I was streaming, because I had the game open. Obviously the patch doesn't download whilst you're streaming or playing the game. So it did say that everything was, hopefully, fingers crossed, fixed by Paradox. So hopefully whatever was to do with that happened. But then when I finished my Dark Forces stream on Monday, after the stream, because I left everything up after I ended stream, and I came back after eating some food, and then I closed the Dark Forces, and then my PC instantly blue screened as soon as I closed Dark Forces, and I have no idea what caused that. So I'm hoping that the blue screen and then the memory leak is not something potentially wrong with my PC, because it was very expensive, and the PC has been working wonderfully for the last 2 years. So hopefully it's a good PC. If you're not aware, if you missed the lore of my PC, or the specs, I have a 4090, and I also have an how do you check your system specs again? How do you check that? There's a specific, isn't it like you do it in config? Or command prompt. DXDAG. Yes, that was it. Thank you so much. DXDAG. Oh. Never mind. DXDAG is saying no, don't do that. Ooh. Oh, okay. I have a AMD Ryzen 7 7800X 3D 8-core processor. There we go. Just go right-click Windows icon and system. Okay, yeah. So I believe that is one of the best, at the time, it was one of the best gaming processors. So it should be pretty beefy. So I really shouldn't have my streams be dying. Obviously, there is the increased load of my new model because I am almost 4 times, I think I'm 3 and a little bit times heavier than I used to be in terms of processing weight, I guess. I'm now 81 megabytes thick in VTube Studio versus the old model being 25 megabytes. How much RAM? 32 gig. And so that is obviously a little bit more strain when it comes to VTube Studio. It shows. Yeah, I think I have a lot more detail and design. And I think for the most part, everyone seems pretty cool with the new design. So there's that. And then VTube Studio. Oh, well, I suppose that's VTube Studio. Well, apparently also I'm using VBridger for the first time as well. So it turns out maybe VBridger wasn't actually working properly. So that might be a little bit of a heavier little process. And then finally, I think multi-streaming shouldn't be that bad, but there may be some sort of added loan from when I'm doing multi-streams, perhaps. So that might be something that I need to check as well. Yes, I do have Windows 11. Did you update your NVIDIA drivers recently? Not recently, but I understand that there's been a supposed need to roll back to a driver from like December because it had been breaking PCs. So I might, if need be, I can maybe try rolling back. Windows 11 hates. So when I got my new PC, I figured I may as well just future-proof it. So in 2023, I got Windows 11, and it was, you know, I haven't had too many problems with it. The latest drivers are problematic. Okay, it's pretty badly optimized. Oh, okay. I really haven't had that many issues, but maybe, I don't know if my current tech issues have been related to that. Will there be more streams of Girls Frontline 2, or was it just an ad stream? Oh, I never got sponsored to play it. I just played it because it has XCOM-esque gameplay. Is that something you guys would be interested in? Because when the problem with that game was that I was enjoying the combat, but everything around it I wasn't too high on, and I didn't really like the gacha elements. I always thought that when I was doing gacha pulls and I was just getting a PNG of a gun that I had no use for, I felt that was a bit rubbish. Hopefully none of the devs of Girls Frontline are listening. I'm sure your game is great. But I enjoyed the actual gameplay part, but the character acquisition aspect with the pulling felt a little bit, because I failed. I tried to pull for the Frost, the what's her name, the Finnish girl, and it took me like a lot of pulls. And luckily I didn't have to spend any money, but it did take a lot of effort to save up all of those pulls in the first place. I know the lore is quite bonkers, and I've heard the story is good, But I also just wasn't that engaged with the early game story because it didn't really hit with me, and I ended up just kind of just talking over it whilst it was happening. And I feel like that might be a bit rude if I'm just talking over the story. Oh, there's a mosquito. Got it. Sorry, little mosquito. You're going in the bin. I might need to be right back. I need to wash my hands. I got all sorts on it. All sorts of goop in my hands. 1 sec. I'll just be 1 sec. I am back. I am back. You can't super yet. No. So monetization will open sometime. Sometime next week. Sometime early next week. I actually don't know if it was a mosquito. It was some sort of flying bug, but it was slow. And normally I think slow flying bugs. slow flying bugs are mosquitoes, and I might be wrong. It might have just been like a basic fly or something. I was trying to be very careful and not say a potential slur. Unidentified. Well, it's dead now. Got squished. I'm pretty good at, if you live in Australia, you do get pretty good at squish. There we go. Can you say purple burglar alarm? Yes, because I'm not Scottish, unlike Lemmy. Greetings, librarian female thing. I am Faye's fan thing. New to place here, but hear whispered squeaks that you like Warhammer thing. Can I ask, thing, what you think thoughts are on the great horned rat? Yes, yes. You may. I am known to enjoy rat thing shoot. Whoop. Yes. I don't know how to do the Skaven roleplay rat talk that well. But I was thinking we might do a Total Warhammer stream next week. Because I was kind of thinking that, I guess, in my first week or 2 or maybe 3, we kind of just hit all the Clio greatest hits. So I'll try and play all the mainstay games of Clio IT. So I was thinking on Monday, this coming Monday, we'll play some Total Warhammer. If you guys are interested in watching me play Total Warhammer. I'm alright at it. So Alien Isolation, nope. No. No, I have finished that. We do not need to go back to that. No. Favorite faction? The first one that I got attached to was the Dark Elves, but I quite like a few factions now. How about League? I would rather... and I cannot say the rest of the sentence on YouTube. I don't think. Halo Wars when? I think I do have the Halo Wars games, so we can check them out eventually. But I have quite a lot of, I guess, I don't know if Halo Wars is considered a classic strategy game, but I do have quite a few strategy games that I need to, I guess, play. So I can add it to the list, but it's kind of like, I have this like nebulous little list of all of these different games that I need to play, like StarCraft, for example, or Warcraft, or I still need to finish all the Age of Empires 2 campaigns. I also have one of the Red Alert 3 campaigns still to do. But I'm really bad at, I'm really bad at RTSs, so please don't expect me to be like pro MLG. RTS is definitely my weakest aspect of the strategy genre as a whole. Because if you aren't aware, I learned to play them being Age of Empires 2 on the PlayStation 2. So you can't really micro when you're using a DualShock controller to control units. So I never really picked up on how to finesse unit micro or do sort of like quick acting or like hotkeys or anything, because you didn't have hotkeys. You had 2 dual sticks and then the X button, and then I think that was like 99% of the controls. There may have been pressing the R1 to like select all, I think, at some point. So yes, I'm please don't expect any like WizKid RTS skills from me. I would like to get better, and obviously the way to get better is to practice. But I'm just going to preface that I'm not very good at that. When it comes to Total Warhammer, I can be a little bit okay at micro, but also you have kind of like OP units in Total Warhammer, which you can kind of fall back on. Age of Wonders 3 or 4. I have Age of Wonders 4. I've played it a little bit, but I find that with strategy games, especially 4X ones, I'm more interested in the historical context ones than I am the more fantastical ones. And I find that when it comes to the fantastical ones, I'm not able to get as attached to the factions, especially if you are creating them. Don't call me a 4X pest. Just because I have women sliding into my DMs asking me to play Civilization does not mean I am a 4X pest, okay? They're the ones coming on to me. Thank you very much. Sonos Stellaris. Never say never. Never say never. But, yes. Stellaris, I think, also kind of suffers from that same situation. I will play it eventually, because Paradox were very nice and sent me the DLC of the most recent DLCs. So, you know, I'll play that. Have you played Ambernaw for EU4? Yes, I have. And I actually quite like Ambernaw. There's definitely elements of, like, Ambernaw that are much more fleshed out and more enjoyable. But I also find that a lot of the Ambernaw mission trees can be a bit boring. At some points, they just kind of devolve into, okay, now you just have to conquer massive swathes of the world. And I find that a little bit boring. Mana Lords I have streamed. Mountain Blade? I have it, but I don't play it very often because it's very unfortunately, it sounds terrible. I was given a code for Mountain Blade 2 on Good Old Games, the GOG launcher. And so as a result, I often just forget that I have it because it's not on my Steam library. I don't know if anyone else suffers from that, but I am very used to just looking at my Steam library to see all my games. So I have BattleNet, and I have a few Blizzard games, but I always forget that I actually have them because they're off on a different launcher that I don't normally check. And the same thing happens with like Ubisoft. Same thing happens with, I guess, even Epic Games or anything else, any other sort of like other launcher. I never bother to really check them, so I always forget that I have those games. Oh yeah, Battle.net. Sorry, what did I say? I meant Battle.net. Why would they give you a key for GOG? So this was back in the day when there was a website that influencers/streamers could use to request game keys in exchange for coverage. And I happened to use that website. And I basically just went a little bit crazy and I requested a bunch of games that are kind of related to my interests. And one of them was Mountain Blade 2. And eventually I guess it was via GOG. So they sent me a code for the game via GOG. Special website. It was called... Oh, I'm forgetting what it was called. It closed down recently, which is quite sad. But yeah, there's a few websites like that. There's one that isn't closed. It's called Keymailer. But that one's still going. The one that I'm referring to has since closed down. I honestly forget it's slipping my mind. But yeah. Good night, Clio in chat. Good night. Thank you for stopping by. Let me very quickly check how we're doing on time. Okay, we're all good. We are all good. Have you played any Heroes games, like Heroes 3 or 5? Do you mean like HOM? Heroes of Might and Magic? I haven't played any of them. But I have played a spiritual successor called Songs of Conquest, which I played for one stream and really liked, but I haven't gone back to yet. So at some point I might go and do that. Could 100 Clio beat the gorilla? One Clio could beat the gorilla. Played any RTS games? Yeah, of course. I'm just not very good at them. I've played Red Alerts. I played Age of Empires. I've played... don't remember. I don't remember what else I've played. Have you played any JRPGs? Off stream, yes, but not on stream. Favorite thing to do in RimWorld? Sit and listen to the music. The soundtrack of RimWorld is really good. Like, it feels weird that a game like RimWorld has such an amazing soundtrack. Good night, gotta get up early tomorrow. Good night, I hope you have a nice sleep. Finishing the Holy Horde run on EU4. I'm not too sure. We do have EU4 planned for the end, for Saturday, but I don't know what we'll do in that. It's super chill until the beep beep. I don't think I've encountered the beep beep. Kenshi also has kind of a sick soundtrack as well. I don't know what's with these weird games having really cool soundtracks, although the Kenshi soundtrack has like a weird sound balance, like when it goes nighttime and then you just get like blasted by the blasted back by the sound that indicates it's gone from day to nighttime. It's the autism, I guess. Have you tried Battlegrounds? Nope, I have not. Kenshi or RimWorld? Both. We need an Invaders Risk collab. Ooh, that could be fun. But I don't know. I don't know if anyone would be down for that. Could be interesting. I would like Vintage Story. Jelly Senpai wanted me to hop in on her stream that was like immediately after our debut, and I was thinking, well, technically we don't have collab bands, but I probably shouldn't. So sorry, I'm sorry, Jelly Senpai, for hanging you out to dry because of that. It just seemed like I had literally just debuted. I probably shouldn't jump into my senpai stream straight away. You'd love a collab of Yuri reading. Well, yes. I don't know if it'll happen with Rie. Partly because I think she's trying to make a move on me, if I'm going to be honest. I think she's trying to do a little bit of a. So, you know, I need to be as the innocent, sweet little Kohai. I have to be on guard for any apex predators. Get cabadoned? I think I'm probably taller than her, so that would be interesting. Human Resources wants to talk to you. It is remarkable that she is, in fact, the Human Resources. But no, I'm a big fan of Rie. I'm a big fan of Rie, and I'm quite glad to call her my friend. We've known each other for quite a while now. All jokes aside, I think she is a wonderful, wonderful streamer and a wonderful person, and she is so hardworking, and she is so talented. She is such a incredible singer, and she puts so much effort into behind the scenes stuff regarding events that she organizes, events that she helps plan for the company. So I don't want to be seen as too mean and picking on my senpai. But yeah, she definitely deserves her flowers, because she puts in so much effort into everything. That I think she deserves to have her what's the term when they go out on the stage and they do the round of applause, the bow. She deserves her flowers. Absolutely. What do you think about Sheena? I love Sheena. Sheena's amazing. One of the first times that I was in the FaZe server and there was just like a little impromptu hangout, Sheena hung out with me for like 6 hours and we just chatted. We just chatted and talked and got to know each other, and she was so sweet and so welcoming and so knowledgeable, especially about like what it's like to be in FaZe and things to try and remember, things to learn, things to watch out for, little tips and tricks about streaming on YouTube. And so I'm internally grateful for Sheena, because she spent a lot of time. She took a lot of time out of her own day to just sit down and chat, and so I really appreciate that. Did she give me her spreadsheet? She didn't mention a spreadsheet. No. We play Hag Garden. Isn't Hag Garden like a stream event? Wasn't it based on like a visual novel sort of thing? From last year, correct? I guess I would be on the Hag side, right? I would be on the Hag side. Bunny Garden, that was it. I don't know if there's any plans for it, but I mean, if there is, I would love to be involved. I don't think I can play the temptress bartender character very well. I don't think I could do a very good job as a bunny girl. I also don't know if I suit the outfit, because like the bunny girl outfits are quite busty. And obviously there's been some fan art already. Thank you very much to all the artists who have been drawing Clio fan art since I've joined. And all fan art, of course, both past and present. But oftentimes there's some liberties taken in the chess department, and I don't know if I could fill out the stereotypical bunny girl outfit. And I also don't think I can fill out the behavior, the character. I don't know if I could do that. Sheena participated and she may be even flatter. That's true. But Sheena's very good at, if I may say so. She's quite the natural, charismatic woman. And I don't think I necessarily have that in me. I think if I acted that way, I think I would just cringe and die inside. There was one time during a subfest, I think, or a sub event that I was doing or was it for my birthday? I can't remember. But I was asked to say Daisuki, and then give a little kiss. And it was a little bit cringy, I guess. I felt very embarrassed afterwards. I felt very, very embarrassed. The idol training. Well, I guess I am an idol, so I do need to, get used to. I suppose that is an element of being on stage and being a performer and, being in the public eyes, that you have to kind of abandon all sense of shame and embarrassment and just let it fly. Be cringe, be free. Exactly. Let me get a little bit closer. Hang on. I feel like I'm not as close as I could be. There we go. Hi guys. Hello. That the ITs fly free. The ITTs, as I've coined them now. There's not really much to fly free. I don't know if you've seen the reference sheet. There's really not much to fly free. The ITTs. There's not too much. Mary was talking about that herself. She became 1,000,000 times more funny when she got over herself. Yeah, that's true. There is an element of just not taking yourself so seriously, I suppose. And I feel like I don't necessarily do that. I do ridicule myself a lot. Maybe in the past, so much so that my self-deprecating humor gets me yelled at by chat because they think I'm being too hard on myself instead of just, classic sort of British/Irish sardonic self-deprecating humor, which is it's quite typical of the past. I constantly belittle myself, I guess, but there's also like the elements of like Irish Catholic guilt, I guess, of needing to not be so arrogant or cocky or, I don't know, stand out so much. When it comes from you, it sounds sincere. Guilt of the original sin, you've got to let it go. I'll try to. But yeah, there was definitely some topics that I wanted to talk about today. And I just realized that I tangented without any topic themes. I think there was something that I wanted to mention earlier that I've forgotten. There was stuff that I wanted to mention. Hang on, did I write it down or did I think about writing it down and then I didn't write it down? Oh, yes, okay. So tomorrow, we are doing Tea Time, which is the Phase Quest collab. It's our first collab, and we're gonna have a group chatting stream with you guys. And so I don't think we have our topics list just prepared yet, because obviously I think Sleepy and Mary are asleep right now. But I think I had it scheduled on, I think we all had it scheduled on our own streams, but I think it makes more sense for just one of us to stream it. So I believe it will be on Mary's channel. So that's a small amendment to the schedule. Mary's stream is already scheduled, so it's already on YouTube. I don't know if she'll stream it on Twitch. It might just be a YouTube only joint. I'll have to ask her when she wakes up. But yes, I'll try and keep you guys in the loop about that. And then the Kenshi stream afterwards, I will just start it as soon as the collab is done. I might take a quick toilet break, but yeah, it'll probably happen at some time after the collab. I think we were aiming for like 2 hours, but it might go over because we might have such a good time that we'll end up just yapping a bit more than we intended. Because I think all three of us enjoy talking. So hopefully it goes well, and hopefully you guys can all be there. And if not, I guess you can watch the VOD. And then yeah, I think the idea will be that each week, if it does end up being like a weekly thing, we might rotate who hosts it, and then yeah, we can all just take turns streaming it. So that'd be fun. And then we also had some plans for tea time in the future. We may have some special tea times that you'll have to wait and see what happens. Which I might very quickly go into the work server and very quickly ask in the chats to the managers. I'm not going to say this out loud because it might be something that needs to stay secret. Okay, there we go. Oh, a little bit of teasing. A little bit of teasing never hurts anyone. There we go. How very British. Is tea time going to be similar to a weekly podcast? Potentially. We haven't got like all of the specifics down, and we haven't really put too much thought into what we want it to be exactly. Pardon me, sorry, the water is coming back up. Sorry, a little bit of burping. But yeah, we don't really have too many solid plans about what we want to have it to be. We're kind of just being very flexible. It'll be what it is. If we have like set topics, or maybe we can take topics from you guys in the future. So yeah, don't worry too much. We'll hopefully figure that out as we go along, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. I mute the burp. No, I actually haven't been hitting my mute switch because my mute switch is actually all the way in front of me and I can't actually reach it at the moment. I just put my hand in front of my mouth and I go, ooh. What food do I detest from my homeland? Blood pudding? Never really liked blood pudding, I guess. What snacks do I eat with tea? Biscuits. Chocolate biscuits. If I could, they're called caramel digestives. They are maybe the greatest invention of all time. I love caramel digestives so much. Unfortunately, they don't sell them in Australia anymore. But my roomie did buy some chocolate hobnobs recently. And I am supposed to be on a diet, but I hear the hobnobs calling to me. And they're saying, Clio, we want you to dip us in your cup of tea. They come in caramel? Yeah, they do. It's so if you know what a digestive is, the caramel digestives have a thin layer of caramel and then a thin layer of chocolate, and it's magique. Amazing. And then blood pudding is yes, it's a pudding made of blood. To put it simply, that's literally what it is. How about haggis? I'm not Scottish, so I think there is Irish haggis, but I haven't tried it. Do not limit thyself and eat. Are you an architect? I know your games. I know your games. And I do not need any more games. I'm trying to be an idol, guys. I need to lose weight, not put it on. I need to be fit and active and, you know, dance on stage and be able to not lose my breath from a 3-minute routine, guys. I need to be fit. I don't want to be plump and biscuit maxing, which is... I'm not quite there yet, but I feel if I go down the route of eating more chocolate biscuits, I will eventually become plump. I know what you are. Stamina isn't solely diet, it's mostly cardio. Yes, but obviously cardio I think is easier if you aren't carrying extra baggage, like too much junk in your trunk, so to speak. Plump maxing. Thick like Lumi. Favorite tea brand flavor. I prefer Dilma tea, extra strength. Avoid becoming the Clio. There's new Cliorbs! There are in fact new Cliorbs. I have and there's a Hackstorian Cliorb. So thank you to the person on Twitter who made it. I did like it. Oh. That is the plan. Let's try this word really quickly. There we go. Okay. Cleob speaks, I rise. Cleob DLCs? Yeah, if I can get the files, which I think they were just posted on Twitter, I'll go look for them really quick because they would be in my tags. I think they're in the art tag, so I'll very quickly find them. Also, good lord, some of the art about me getting hit by the boob ray by Sakana, wow. That's definitely more than getting clipped. That's for damn sure. And also, why did that clip go viral? Why did that clip go viral? Yes, I saw someone mention it. Why did the clip about mods sandpaper his balls go viral? Was it because I was like slightly indecisive and didn't really commit to the bits? It's just funny. I guess it's funny. Who knows why things go viral? I guess, yeah. I can hear my roomies. I think they're getting ready for bed. So hopefully they aren't too loud. Whilst I scroll through my my likes on Twitter, there's a lot of fan art, some of which I would not be able to show on stream. So thank you very much to everyone who's making fan art. Thank you to everyone who's posting memes. Thank you to everyone who's posting clips. Thank you to everyone who's posting screenshots. Thank you for using the tags, guys. I appreciate it. It's very, very sweet of you, and it means a lot that you guys are willing to support that way. Why can I not find them? I think I saw it this morning. Oh, I found them. Okay. How do I download these off Twitter? I don't know how to. But yes, there's some new Cliorbs. If I do this correctly. There we go. Look, there's a Cliorb, the new Cliorb, and there's also the Hackstorian Orb. Or Horb. I guess it's a Horb, which sounds wrong. Oh, one sec. Sorry about that. My roomie came in, asked if I had any dirty dishes. And then Lottie snuck in at the exact same time. So, and Lottie's favorite thing to do at night is to come into my room and hide under my desk. So I very quickly muted. And, because obviously my roomie was like, no, Lottie, because she knew I was streaming. And then we had to like try and get her to get out of from under the desk because, you know, she wants to stay with me because she loves me. She's very cute, but she's very cheeky. Very, very cheeky. Lottie, you gonna meet Barkana? Well, I would have to fly Lottie to, I guess, Canada. Which is a little bit expensive, probably. I don't think I could justify the cost of flying my pet to Canada to meet another dog. Maybe we can do a Zoom call or something, or like a FaceTime of the dogs, but I don't think Lottie would stand still long enough for it to work. My head is perfectly spherical, fitting the orb perfectly. It is. So thank you everyone who made the art and also the Clorb. The Cleorb and the Hagorb. I don't know what to call the Hagstorian orb, because Horb sounds like I'm saying something rude. Horb sounds like something very rude. Off collab for the phase pets. Write it off as a business expense. Sakana probably would, knowing him. He's quite the shrewd businessman. If he can, he will. Hagstory orb? Oh, actually that's kind of good. It's long though. Horb is good though. Hagstorb? Hagstorb isn't bad. Hagstorb isn't bad. Also, yes, I forgot to mention in my debut slides, I guess my Oshi art marks. If you want to use it, it's the pile of books and then it's the crossed swords. That's the Oshi mark. I've seen quite a few people already use it, so thank you very much. Thank you for considering me your Oshi, guys. That's very sweet of you. I hope I can live up to your expectations. Because yeah, I understand how important it is to have an Oshi. I have an Oshi. So yes. Thank you very much to everyone who's been rocking the Clio Oshi marks. And yeah, I hope I can continue to be a fun chill stream that you can listen to whilst you're going about your day, or maybe you want to watch, and hopefully you have a nice time whilst you're watching, because that's what we're all here for at the end of the day. What exactly does medieval refer to? Like, where is the distinction drawn? Oh, okay. I can maybe answer that. So again, I talked about this earlier this morning. Categorization in history is quite difficult because sometimes the definitions of what is what tends to change. And there's actually quite an interesting topic about that kind of stems from the whole Dark Ages not being the correct term to use. So obviously, what do you use to refer to that time period that you would typically associate as a dark age of history? And the general most accepted answer, but obviously not accepted by everyone because it's still somewhat disputed, is late antiquity. And so late antiquity is also quite vague because obviously antiquity refers to traditionally the classical era of history, and that is normally considered to end with the fall of Rome in 427. Hang on, let me get my dates right. 478. Sorry, what am I thinking of 427? I think that's Venice. Is that the start of Venice? Venice founding. That's 421. Oh, I should remember that because that was my clue on the ARG. I forgot to mention that. That was a clue on the ARG. 421. So the number that was on the archivist stuff, it started with 421. That's the year that Venice was founded. That was one of my clues that it was me. Which I don't think anyone picked up on until you guys brute forced the video that said history lover as an anagram, or what's it? Is it anagram? The rearranged thingy in the ARG. Maybe a little bit too obscure, and then the FaZe staff had to make it very easy for you by having History Lover be one of the title of my Clue video rearranged. And then I think by that point I was kind of snookered, and we didn't know that they were going to actually title the videos, the Clue videos, anything. So they did pick those, and we had no idea. So as soon as the brute forcing kind of happened, which I think was by the Star Knights, I think it was Jelly Senpai's audience, who was quite the go-getters when it came to figuring out the ARG. As soon as that got revealed that, oh, by the way, here's a video with a funny title, let's rearrange it, it says History Lover, I was fucked. I was so fucked. And luckily, everyone was very, very, very well behaved. Everyone was very well behaved. I did do, I think, one stream between the ARG coming out and the debut announcement happening. Because I could only do one stream because I was so busy with debut prep. That luckily, when I did do that stream, no one came into the stream and was like, Clio, are you joining FaZe Connect? There was one person who commented on one of my tweets prior to me just being like, fuck it, I'll post a stupidly obvious tweet that will probably reveal a bit too much, and said, Clio, are you an invader? And I ignored it, obviously, because it's not going to be revealed until, I think, 2 days later. Completely 1984, we got censored. Yeah, well, if you come into the stream and do it, that just seems like you're FaZe begging, and then I'm going to time you out, because nobody likes FaZe begging. So, thankfully, no one was rude in that regard on that stream. But, yeah. As soon as the acronym, or is it an acronym or an anagram? I think it's an anagram, got revealed, I was kind of fucked. I kind of got fucked over by that. And so I was just like, well, I may as well just make it even more obvious by tweeting, history is pretty neat. And it was interesting to see some of the reactions after I tweeted that, from people being like, yes, it is neat, Clio. I do enjoy a good history. It's quite enjoyable. Can we FaZe beg now that you are in FaZe Connect? I think that's a little bit reductive because I'm already in FaZe Connect. You can't ask me when I'm going to join FaZe Connect. I'm in FaZe Connect. And have been for a while. But to reiterate it, don't do it. Don't do it. It's a bit I don't know, it's a bit rude. And, you know, going to random people that you like and being like, hey, you're neat, but you're not neat enough. Join FaZe Connect is like, respect people. Respect people's boundaries, their positions, their independence, if they want to be independent, I should say. It's obnoxious, yeah. Gives the company a bad rap. Gives the fan base a bad rap. Can't you join twice? What, so I graduate and then I join as like a future wave, if there's any? I think that's a little bit silly. Be like, bye guys, I'm quitting. And then just coming back as a different character. I come back as Oilsea Ighty, Clio's long-distant sibling. I'll show you. I haven't done this joke yet since joining FaZe. Hang on. Let's introduce the FaZe audience to Oilsea. Or Oilka. If I can... Actually, wait, I can just do this in OBS. I don't need to use VTube Studio. Where's it gone? Here it is. Ready? I'll introduce you to my cousin, my sibling, my twin, My evil twin. There you go. Hello, I'm Oilsea. I hate history. I fucking hate history. I love science and maths. I hate strategy games. I love League of Legends. There's nothing more that I enjoy than playing League of Legends. It's my favorite thing to do in the whole world. Because I'm Oilsea, who is definitely not Clio, and I'm evil, and I hate history. History's for nerds. Boo! History sucks. I love STEM. I love technology, and it always works because I'm a master of coding and information technology. I know that you shouldn't dereference a null pointer. What's happening? What's happening? Begone, foul demon! Begone! I flubbed the line. Fuck. Fuck. Begone, foul demon. Return from whence you came. History is the best. STEM is for... Maths and science are not important to daily life. History, it definitely is. Gotta redo the bit. No! She almost said Dark Ages. I mean, that's what Oilsea would say. Oilsea would say that the Dark Ages are a perfectly valid term to be used in history. Did I even finish that tangent? No, I didn't. Oh yeah, I started a tangent about the categorization of history in Dark Ages, and then I tangented to the ARG. My bad. Hang on. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, back to history. Blah, 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 blah. Rewind. So the topic of categorization in history, what do you call the Dark Ages if you don't call it the Dark Ages? And also, what do you call when does the medieval period start? It depends. It depends on the historian. It depends on the person. Some people say that antiquity obviously refers to the classical period. Ancient Greece, ancient Rome ends with normally the fall of Rome in... I literally just Googled it. 476. I'm really bad with dates, as you can probably imagine. Sorry, I keep burping from the water that I'm drinking. STEM people are not oppressed. Don't kid yourself. Oh wait, my chat widget has frozen. I think my chat widget is behind. Wait, what the heck? My chat widget on stream is faster than the chat widget in OBS. What the heck? So the term that normally gets used after antiquity is referred to as late antiquity or early medieval. And so the idea that I kind of ascribe to is that late antiquity kind of ends in a lot of people tend to use the rise of Islam. So obviously the conquests of Muhammad over the Arabic Peninsula is sometimes used. I'm not too sure myself. Other sort of moments in history are used as like sort of timestamps to put a line in the sand. But it's one of those weird things where it's all subjective, and there's different times of history that is maybe considered a monumental event that could be considered as a signpost for an era or a period. But you also have to remember that that is very regionally specific, right? Others use Charlemagne. Yeah. So the formation of the Holy Roman Empire is also used as a start of medieval history. What else is there? There's Justinian's conquests are sometimes used. Some crazy kooky guys sometimes say that the medieval period starts with the fall of Constantinople in 1453, which is quite bonkers, right? That's quite bonkers. But that some historians do argue that the medieval period actually only begins then, which is pretty far. 1066 is also used, obviously, yep, for more British-centric historians. But isn't that pretty late? That's why it's so silly, because it's just an arbitrary line in the sand that doesn't really mean anything, especially not to the people of the time that we are talking about, right? They didn't all of a sudden just say, oh, we're now in the medieval period. No, they just went about their day. They didn't care about that. They may have referred to time based on the local ruler, but, you know, they weren't exactly saying, oh, we're now in a great period of the Renaissance, for example. Like, the people of the Renaissance weren't necessarily saying, oh, we are now Renaissance, right? So it's all very silly, and it's all very over the top, and it's just arbitrary, and at the end of the day, it doesn't really mean anything, but it does keep historians employed, because they get to argue about pointless topics, and then it goes in journal articles, and then it's just self-perpetuating cycle of justification of your own opinions. And that's how historians keep their jobs. Hi, Professor, sorry I'm late. That's okay. Don't worry, there's no attendance mark. Or maybe there should be, to encourage attendance. Maybe there should be an attendance mark to encourage you guys to show up. You can have a little stamp. Why this person is wronged by me. Welcome to historiography. Welcome to historiography. That's basically it. It's just a bunch of old people arguing about even older things. What nation is considered the successor to the Roman Empire after 1453? I mean, successors to the Roman Empire existed long before that. Technically, the Republic of Venice is considered a successor state because it was made by Roman refugees in northeastern Italy. So, you know, they have claims, technically. They don't ever talk about it, but they technically do have claims to it. Or did, I should say. What about the Holy Roman Empire? Yeah, you know, obviously there's some justification for claimants there. Can you say that just because the Pope says you are the successor doesn't necessarily mean you are? Right? It's mostly propaganda. Exactly, yes. The Byzantines called themselves Romans, which, I mean, arguably they were Romans. In terms of identity, culturally, they were more Greek. But in terms of sort of identity and like historical heritage, they were Romans. They called themselves Romans. And then when the Ottomans conquered them, they also considered themselves Romans because they had conquered Rome. Hence the Sultanate of Rome sort of name. And then Russia also claims it. Russia considered itself Third Rome. What else is there? You know, there's all sorts of people out there with claimants. So what were we talking about? Oh yeah, when the medieval period started and ended. Yeah, it just depends. Like, some people will just say that, oh, it's like feudalism. The rise of feudalism is what caused the medieval period to start, and then it ends with people say the Renaissance, but the Renaissance technically starts in the 1300s, so I feel like that's too early. And the Renaissance isn't really a time period. It refers to a cultural movement as well. And that cultural movement is kind of centered in Italy, and is, again, like I mentioned before, is one of the problems with these eras is that they are usually very geographically specific and don't really take into account the rest of the planet. Because obviously a lot of these historians are arguing about Eurocentric topics, and sometimes they're not even talking about, for example, the rise of Islam, which is, you know, an event that had significant impact on the fate of Europe and the shape of Europe, and also the fate of and shape of empires that were considered, I guess, European at the time. The Byzantine, what was happening in Spain, what was happening in North Africa. You know, this had a huge effect on Europe, but again, you're still talking about events that are specific to one specific geographical location. And then you also, you know, that goes also into the term like the Dark Ages, right? So Dark Ages is also very geographically specific to refer to Western Europe. And it completely ignores what happens in the Byzantine Empire, for example. Completely ignores what happens in the Byzantine Empire, which was relatively unscathed following the collapse of the Roman Empire. And you also have the Dark Ages also ignoring, you know, the Golden Age of Islam, for example, which was around, I guess if you want to say, it's around the same time that people typically associate with a Dark Age, right? And then that just completely ignores anything else happening in India or Asia, where you had these massive empires rising and falling constantly. And, you know, you had various different successor states in China, and, you know, Japan is on its own sort of shtick. You've got Southeast Asia doing its own thing. You've got Africa. You know, all of these different parts of the world that were all going through their own sort of events. And so to ascribe the entire of human history as a dark age, just because of the Roman Empire collapsed in Western Europe, it's not really accurate. So yeah. Most eras are geolocated. Yes, but most people, when they refer to Dark Ages, don't apply much nuance, as evident by the fact that they are using the term Dark Ages. There are obviously some cases in which historians do use the term Dark Ages to refer to specific events located in specific history. So I believe there is a Dark Age in, I want to say, Russian history. I think. There's some countries whose histories do have ascribed Dark Ages, but they are not, it's not like a broad sweeping label that you can use for an entire time frame and also entire regions. So there you go. Hopefully that was a satisfactory answer. I hope I answered the original question. Hopefully. You learned that as a Russian. Okay, cool. Yeah. I'm not too versed in Russian history. I know the surface level stuff about, you know, the Muscovites and the being a tributary to the Golden Horde and all that jazz, but I've never really gone too in depth into like most stuff like Peter the Great, Ivan the Terrible, rise of the Muscovites, collapse of Novgorodian Republic. You know, I haven't gone too deep into that. I just have very sort of surface level knowledge about all those topics. Time of Troubles? Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry. My cup. Is Vlad the Impaler Dark Ages? No, he would definitely not be Vlad. Vlad Tepes is, correct me if I'm wrong. Is he not 1400s? I was going to say 1300s, but I'm pretty sure he's actually around the time of the Ottoman Sultanate rising over Constantinople. So I think he's like the 1400s, right? Yeah. Ottomans, yes. Well, obviously he was heavily involved with the Ottomans. It's very entrenched in his history and his story. You thought he was playable in EU4? He is. He is. I think. Same time around Mehmet, yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. Why are you British? Well, technically I'm Irish. Born Irish. Half British through birth. Moved backwards and forwards between Ireland and the UK. So there you go. That's why. There's your very blunt answer. Isn't Ireland part of the UK? You are going to offend a lot of people if you start blabbing about that in a very... maybe coming from a place of naivety, but I would suggest asking that with a little bit of tact on the internet. Do you like any wrestlers? My favorite wrestler, my wrestling Oshi, if I can use that term, is Zack Sabre Jr. There you go. Then why become Australian? Curious. Because I moved to Australia for a better life. A part of Ireland is in the UK? Yes, Northern Ireland. Irish or Northern Irish? Irish. Do you drink alcohol? Yes, but not, like, often. I'm more of a social drinker. I'll very rarely drink on stream nowadays because when I stream, I tend to not eat much. So when I have alcohol, it hits me quite hard. If I'm social drinking, I have kind of like it's like you've got the sort of energy to keep going because you're in a social circle or social interactions. So you're talking with people. When I went to drinking with Clara, I had 10 Moscow mules in that night. So I said, Hitatsu Moscow mule onegai shimasu. I think I said that quite a lot. You drank with Clara? So yeah, like I can hold my drinks if I'm in a social circumstance. Also, the places that we went, we had like little snacks. Nom 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 nom. So I can if I have little snacks, that'll help with the staying sober part. I obviously wasn't sober by the end of it, but I had a nice time going bar hopping with Clara senpai, which is fun to say. Did I beat her in drinking? Yeah, Clara isn't a very heavy drinker, I don't think. My Irish liver is strong. Yeah. Am I gonna go to Japan if Zack Sabre Jr. main events again? I don't know. I can't remember if the Japanese economy is stronger or worse since I last went. One of the sort of things that helped me pull the trigger was the fact that the yen was really weak at the time, so it was really affordable to go. It's worse, but also I think the Australian dollar is also worse. So I mean, I guess if it's affordable, I can maybe go on another trip, but I don't have any plans at present to do any trips because I just joined FaZe and I want to stream as much as I can because I would like to, do you guys proper and give you the streams that you deserve. And I feel like if I take a break to go to like an event or a convention that's like overseas, then I'm not going to be able to probably stream as much. And then I won't be able to, do my job and give you what you guys deserve. So, I don't want to interrupt or like ruin like motivation or lose any sort of momentum, I guess. If there is any momentum, I don't know. I hope there is. I hope you guys continue to come to my streams. I hope you're enjoying them. How are we doing on time, by the way? Oh my god, I should end in 9 minutes? What the fuck? I thought I'd only been streaming for half an hour. What do you mean it's been an hour and 50 minutes? What? Aquarium video release when? Oh, thank you for reminding me. Yes, the Aquarium video. So if you're not aware, when I went to Japan, I visited the aquarium in I guess it's like the port of Japan, or Tokyo, in Tokyo Bay. It's like the official one. It's like the official city-run aquarium. And when I googled it, I was basically looking for like, hey, which aquarium in Tokyo has the best track record with like caring for the animals? And it was the one that came up the highest rated, because apparently the other ones aren't that great. So I went to that one, and then I filmed it because I had a sort of like a almost like a subathon sort of mini event in the past, and one of the goals was to do a zoo trip. And I figured an aquarium is kind of like a zoo except aquatic. So I filmed my entire thing there. The only problem with that is that when you're filming an aquarium, obviously the animals are all in tanks. And what do tanks do when you put a camera in front of them? They reflect. They reflect. So I have, I think, 5 hours of footage of me going around the aquarium and approaching each sort of like display. And so I need to go through the footage and try and edit it down to not have any reflections, because I would like to not get doxxed. I would like to not get doxxed. So I have like a project in Clipchamp because I don't have any actual professional editing software installed on my PC. I just have the free Clipchamp that comes with Microsoft Windows 11. And I've just been slowly plugging away at it, but obviously with debut prep, I've put that to the side a little bit. I might be able to ask now that I'm in the company, I might be able to ask maybe someone on staff if they have the time to work on it, because they will probably have more skill with editing. I am 100% not very good at editing, as evident by, I don't know if you've noticed my 2 thumbnails today. It's just a screenshot of me, and then I went and got a paintbrush and I doodled like history stream or sleepy stream. So I haven't really gotten editing or visual design down yet. So I will hopefully develop those skills in time, but at the moment I'm not confident in my ability to edit or make thumbnails at the moment. So yes, I can probably talk to management about it, but it is a massive amount of raw footage. Like I said, it's I think somewhere in the region of 5 to 6 hours of raw footage that I would need to have trimmed down. And then I would need to have it all sorted for you guys to watch. And then I would also need to, I wouldn't feel comfortable having the audio in, because although I'm 99% sure I'm basically silent through the entire thing, there are obviously, you know, a lot of Japanese families and tourists going around the aquarium with me. And I don't think it's fair to them if I have all of their conversations recorded in the thing, because they probably weren't consenting to be in the video. So for the sake of strangers' privacy, I would strip that out as well. So it would just be a mute. It would just be a mute VOD, and then I would narrate over it. Yeah, so it'd be a muted clip, and then I could pause and talk about the animals, and you know, we can have the BGM in the background, so it won't be obviously that bad. But that was the plan. That was the plan I had for that. It's just obviously with joining Phase Connect and all of the debut prep and everything, that just kind of got pushed to the side as I was, you know, slowly plodding away in it, and then hopefully I can do it get back to it in the future. Oh, thank you guys. I see you guys with the little Oshi marks in my chat. Thank you. Consider it tourist. Yeah, the last thing I would ever want to do is like get in the way or inconvenience anyone. So, you know, I don't want to, I respect the private, I treat others the way I would want to be treated. I am quite a private person. I know that seems odd when I'm a streamer, but I mean, the only reason I stream is because I get to be a VTuber and I get to have my privacy. So I would want to treat everyone else, including you guys, with the same privacy that I feel that I deserve, that you also deserve. So, yeah. And in some countries, it is illegal to record people without their consent. So I think I have the footage, and then I would just strip the audio completely out. So, and I didn't like film anyone else. I was just focusing on the exhibits, and trying my best to not have anyone else be in the videos. So, yeah. Hello, Clio. How did the game go? What game? We haven't played any games today. Thank you for the EU-friendly stream. I had a fantastic time. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed it. But yes, I probably do need to wrap up, because it is 11:57 my time. So I do need to get to sleep. Yeah, tomorrow I will be waking up relatively early because I have some stuff to prepare. I have some stuff to prepare for you guys in the future, so please anticipate it, and hopefully you guys will enjoy that. And then yes, tea time tomorrow, as far as I'm aware, it will only be on Mary's channel, and then the Kenshi stream will be on my channel, obviously. So I will only I'll put up a waiting room for the Kenshi stream, and then I'll do it on both Twitch and YouTube. I'm normally against starting my Twitch streams much later, but I feel like if I'm gonna stream Kenshi, I should do it on both platforms, because there's Kenshi sickos on Twitch. And maybe there's some Kenshi sickos on YouTube as well. So yes, thank you very much for coming, everyone. I hope you enjoyed today's stream. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow for tea time with Mary and Sleepy, which should be on Mary's channel. I'll let you guys know in the morning when I wake up and I hear from them. You may hear announcements from them whilst I'm asleep. But yeah, and please anticipate it, and I hope we can have some fun tomorrow as well. And so that is that my plans for the week? I've got that, and then there's Kenshi, and then the day after is a surprise, I think. Hang on, let me check my timetable. Yeah, tomorrow is Thursday, yes? Or today is Thursday. Yes, it is. And then yeah, tomorrow technically is the tea time and Kenshi, and then the day after is a surprise, and then the day after is EU4. So I'll be playing my bread and butter game on Saturday. And I will try and play a little bit more than I did with Crusader Kings, but I will also try and be as chatty and yappy as I was, to make it interesting. And then yes, if there's any new EU4 players, I will try and explain my actions so that it makes sense to you guys if you are new. Kenshi is not a collab. No, there's a Tea Time collab, which is the FaZe Quest official first collab. So please look forward to it. So I won't be streaming my perspective because it's just a chatting stream. So yeah. So yeah, thank you for coming, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's stream. I'm going to try and hop straight into bed and fall asleep straight away. But yeah, I hope you've had a wonderful day. If you are in Europe, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. If you're in America, I hope you have a wonderful start to your morning. And I hope if you are in my time zone, I hope you have a wonderful evening / a wonderful sleep. So thank you very much, guys. Until next time, I guess I need to remember to do this. Hey, I got a bug in my head. I need to go over here and say thank you very much. Thank you very much, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's stream. So let's see. Can I very quickly find someone to redirect to? Let's move on over. Who can we redirect to? Who is online? Rie Senpai is live. Jelly has a stream scheduled, says I'm back, but I don't think that's for a while, right? Is anyone else online? Or is it just Hime Senpai? Oh, Muyu's online? Wait, why isn't she showing up? Huh. Wait, hang on. Muyu. Why is she not showing up? Is she live right now? Because we raided Rie. Oh, she is. Okay, let's go raid Muyu Senpai. I've frozen. Hello? Why have I frozen? Oh. Help. I'm stuck. Help me, step historian. I'm stuck. I'm stuck? No! I'm stuck. No. Okay, I'm panicking. I flubbed. I had a spoonerism. I definitely had a spoonerism. Ending the stream. You're gonna hear you move. Can I... If I do this, does it work? I don't have raid privileges to Muyu. What? Hang on. Let me just ping her on the server. Muyu. Let me raid you. Muyu, let me raid you. but hold, guys. Hold. Stay in the stream so we can raid. Maybe don't snitch. I mean, you can. Oh, sorry, you're hearing Muyu Senpai. Muyu Senpai, can I raid you, please? Muyu Senpai, can I raid you, please? If she doesn't want to be raided, then that's okay. Otherwise, we can send the raid to Hime Senpai. I think she's too engrossed in the game. That's okay. If need be, we can raid Rie Senpai. Yeah, she is 100% locked in right now. If that is the case, I will raid Rie. I can try again. Maybe I had like a little bit of a flub on the back end. If I do this. Okay. If I do this, maybe it'll work. No, I don't have permission. Okay. He may just finish the boss. Someone in her chat is trying to help. Oh, okay. I think she's paused the game. Hang on. Do you want to hear Muyu for a sec?
I don't think it's there. Give me a sec.
She's so cute.
I don't know how to do it.
She doesn't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it either. It's very awkward. We could just do an unofficial raid, right? We could just do an unofficial raid. Help! Staff, management, help. Help us. I'm in my ending screen for like 5 minutes now. Ah! Hang on, let me mute my desktop so you guys don't get double stream. Hopefully it's done. Okay. I think she said I can do it. Wait, am I not subscribed to Muyu? Oh, I definitely am. Okay. can't do it. Redirect privileges needed. No! Miya senpai, I'm so sorry, it won't work. Oh, wait, is she doing it? No! Help, help, help. I'll try refreshing my page. Maybe that will help. Add. Customization. Add. Copy the video. We are so back, guys. Okay, save. We're doing it. We're going to see Muya Senpai. Thank you very much for coming, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Good night, guys. I'm gonna go to bed. Bye, 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 bye. Bye, 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 bye. Good night, guys. Noot, noot. Noot, 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 noot. Noot, 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 noot.